Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to the Toronto Raptors 109-100 victory against the Washington Wizards. Riker, we are on a 5-game win streak right now, balling out and diving straight into it because, we had a video this morning talking about, Fred VanVleet. It was a channel membership video. It was a Go tier. If you're in the Go tier of the channel membership, you get to select a video topic, and it was involving Fred VanVleet's trades. But Riker went all out with the Fred VanVleet slander in that video, and I said, you gotta dial it back. You gotta. And you know what? Fred must have watched that video tonight because he balled out insanely, Riker. This was what a game from Fred VanVleet from the Toronto Raptors. I am absolutely amped up watching this team against a Washington Wizards squad that was, amongst the top teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yep. Well, listen, if my hatred towards a player leads to them having the game of their life, then I will dish it out and gratefully accept all the L's that I'm seeing for my take in the comment section. I'm fine with Fred elevating his game. And my defense of him was he can handle the ball really well. His IQ was super high. But if he's not shooting consistently and he's not scoring in the lane, there might be better options. But if he's having a night like this, Ben, and he's shooting the ball, hitting everything that he puts up there off one leg, falling back with 6.5, 7 footers in his face, of course Fred VanVleet is going to shine like the champion of this team who received that one finals vote, whatever, you know how it is. But this was a great game. And
MVP, Riker.
That's it. Man, I'm happy for Fred. I'm even happy for everybody that's going to gloat over how horrendous my take aged. I saw something today. It was like that take aged like a peeled avocado. Which I was like,
Riker, did it age like milk? Was that a milky
we're gonna
take
retire. Listen, as soon as the Raptors start losing again, we're retiring that segment. But listen, things are good in Raptorland. 5-game win streak. We've now taken down 2 of the top 3 teams in the East. Things are looking up. They're optimistic. We don't even have 2 of our top 3 best guys in Scottie Barnes and Pascal Siakam on our team yet, Ben.
Ridiculous stuff. And we aren't moving away from Fred VanVleet because his game tonight was just on a whole nother level, right? 33 points, plus 15 for the game, highest plus minus for the Toronto Raptors, 6 assists, 3 rebounds on 13 of 22 shooting. And Riker, the big thing about Fred VanVleet over the past couple years, since he's emerged to one of those guys you're saying, you're debating, could he be an all-star? What does he have to do to get to that all-star form, right? Finishing in the lane. Tonight, I counted 3 or 4 finishes in traffic. And, they have bigs down there in Washington. Daniel Gafford blocks a lot of shots, right? Trez Harrell's not necessarily a crazy defender, but, he's active at least down there. And Fred VanVleet was finishing amongst the trees, whether it be, spinning around or putting the spin on the ball so it goes in and all that sort of stuff, right? And we have a super chat here from Marcel Martin saying, Riker, please read this. Do you want to read it?
I'll read it. Fred is a valued member of the Raptors. He studied under the GOAT, greatest Raptor of all time, and will lead us to nothing but dubs. I offer no rebuttal here, sir. And a second one comes in right after. Pain Causing Samurai back in the super chat. Petition to change Fred VanVleet's nickname from Steady Freddy to the Captain. Steady Freddy has a certain rhyme to it. We're sticking with Steady Freddy, but he is the captain. True and true. I still am going to give you pushback on the All-Star take because what would you rather see in the All-Star game? OG's ball handling, step back, pokes, and dunks, or Fred VanVleet hitting the midi? I mean, OG's still the more exciting player, but the team is all the better when Fred VanVleet is stepping up his game like he did this night and getting into the lane, finishing. I think he could live in the elbow. He could live at that high elbow shot, fade away, whatever he wants to take. And
Riker, you're saying who would I rather see? The word around the street is those top 4 teams usually get 2 all-stars on that squad. And
Scottie Barnes.
Scottie Barnes. And we have to give an award to give out tonight. But Riker, this team, right? You're flamed for the Fred VanVleet take, which is fair on a night such as tonight. Obviously, he has the highs and lows, and that's what I've been saying. I've never been the constantly on the Fred VanVleet bandwagon like a lot of people are. I know it's a lot of great games and some downers for Fred VanVleet, but he's always going to give that consistent leadership, that great defense, that deflections and steals and all that. So you're never worried about him. He's a perfect starting guard for a winning team. Right? Obviously, if he's your number one option, then there's worries, there's question marks, but he can be that number one option on any given night. And this is what I was saying on whatever podcast we had a debate on it. We've recorded a bunch in the last little while, but you said Fred will never be the best player in a game where we win. That was your argument. And tonight, against a top tier Washington Wizards team, that was the case. And we have Christian Burton in here with another super chat saying, Svi making it a hard decision who gets dropped when Spicy P and Scottie come back. Not going to say, got to say in Ryker's defense, Fred VanVleet has proved a lot of us wrong. And that's fair. There's been a lot of people down on Fred VanVleet, and we're definitely, don't worry. If you're in this live chat, you're going to get your fresh dose of Svi water. We'll be talking about him in a little bit because Svi is just an absolute monster, and that's one player you were 100% right on, Ryker.
Well, wait. Yes, I was 100% sold on Svi, but before we close the book on the Fred chatter, just remember, too, he did go blow for blow with Bradley Beal, who was the NBA's leading scorer for one season where he was second place. So this guy, he closed the game tonight, so that just even furthers, how wrong I was in this morning's YouTube video. So I'm just going to go full out and apologize to Fred VanVleet, but yes, he played awesome. Marcel Martin, Gary Trent Jr. is the real Gary is the real Gary Payton Jr. Bunch of guys that shined tonight on the defensive end, where we're accustomed now to seeing these guys play really well. But certainly to start the game, Gary Trent Jr. was super hot, calling for the ball. Middle of this game, Svi Mykhailiuk, Svi water. They've been saying it on the broadcast now. Matty D, I don't know if you heard it. He's saying Svi during the broadcast. So there's a bunch of guys now they're playing really well. You want to talk about
did our chat coin that? I feel like we couldn't have. I feel like it had to be a thing, but
probably a thing. But when I heard it as well, I was like, yo, you got to say at Raptors Digest when you're saying that stuff on the live broadcast. You can't be stealing.
Man.
But Ben, listen, a lot of good performances. I don't even want to skimp too far past. Okay, Chris the Brick. Never seen this man in the super chat before, so welcome. Appreciate that. Gary Trent Jr. has been a real stud lately. Makes me wonder whether we should keep him in the starting lineup when Siakam is back. Love the vids. Keep it up. Shout out to you. Absolutely need to keep him in the lineup, which leads me to what I've been trying to segue to for a minute here to let Ben sound off is Precious is the guy, obviously, now that has to go. And not even just from when Pascal Siakam comes back mid or end of November, but like substitute Birch in the starting lineup. Can we both agree on that?
No. I'm sounding off. The propaganda is coming here. He's better than Bam. He's the next Giannis. And I like what they're doing right now. I think you got to keep a young player's confidence high. And Precious, even in his down games right now, even in the performances where clearly he's not been at the caliber he was in the preseason and the first few games of this year, without a doubt. But, he looked more confident out there tonight. He does all the other things onto the court where he's not, a complete liability out there. He's not a guy where you see him on the court and you're just, Dragic, it was kind of getting to a point where he was out there running with guys and it just didn't work, right? We had the conjoined twins animation almost ready to go, but that was snipped. Surgeon nurse snipped the conjoined twins, and sometimes one of them, if you split the conjoined twins, only one of them gets the brain and the heart, and obviously it was Svi that got the vital organs.
That's not how it works, or you wouldn't unconjoin them.
I've heard it's like a risk or whatever. I don't know. Right. My book on the history of medicine is over there, so I'm clearly qualified to be speaking on this topic. But Dragic is gone, but Svi, right? It's a weird situation, but I don't even know where I was going.
Get to your defense. Why is Birch not?
Okay, yes,
why should Birch not be in the starting line when he's playing better touch, better IQ? He's actually finishing around the rim. He's rebounding. He's playing harder.
You have me thinking about conjoined twins there, or I have myself going about there. But Precious Achiuwa, right? Being young, being motivated. Nick Nurse brought up in the previous game's post-game broadcast that he wants to see Precious' confidence back up. And as a young guy, we've seen it with Trent. right? They just get a little extra boost being in that starting unit, ready to go, ready to play. And I feel like if the Raptors show the trust, because Precious is clearly, he was in a box last season, right? He was boxed in. He couldn't shoot. He wasn't allowed to dribble. He wasn't allowed to do these things. And now, right, we see him sort of coming out of his shell, blooming. The flower of Precious is blooming. And just because it's a little bit of a, there's ups and downs, you got to just roll with it sometimes. So let him start, give him that confidence, let him keep it. He'll probably have a few good games at some point, and then start Khem Birch at the end of games or in the second half, and then let him close, right? That helps you win the games. We saw in the third quarter, Khem Birch is really our guy right now. He conquered, and he's playing ridiculous in these games. 9 points, 5 rebounds, a couple assists, and just real efficient and reliable. So I'm not saying Precious is better right now than Khem Birch, but in order for his development and for just his overall confidence, it makes sense to keep starting him at this point until he becomes that sort of liability, which I don't think he will be.
My issue with that, Ben, is that he's getting his touches down in the paint, and we're wasting possessions on him because he's throwing up stuff. He's throwing up garbage over Montrezl Harrell.
We're winning.
Yes, but we didn't have our foots on their throat. We had the gas just softly on the pedal. We were cruising along at 60, 70 when we could have been flat out 125, 130, maximum level fine if we passed any cop on the freeway. That's what I wanted from the Raptors when it was third quarter, dagger time. And then unfortunately, Khem picked up his third foul, had to get swapped back out with Precious Achiuwa, and then it kind of waned a little bit. Now, I'm not blaming this game on him. I'm just saying you have 14, 15 shots where you're only converting 2. They're all layups that you're missing. Bad layups. So you got to figure it out.
There's a couple bad layups in there.
Like bad, like reverse layups that don't even touch backboard. Not just not rim, but not backboard. Come on. You're not shooting over Boban. You're shooting over Harrell. So I had an issue with that, but the rest of the team was so solid again tonight. Banton, Flynn, all of our backup guys came in, gave us minutes. Obviously, who stole the show tonight was Fred VanVleet, but everybody played their part this evening. It was really great basketball, Ben. 5 in a row. It's exciting to watch games again.
I love watching the Raptors. I love being excited for these games again. It was a tough year last year, but we're back. We're young. We have so much room to grow, and people are calling for a leg spike. Christian Burton's been in there calling for that leg spike, doing the best work out there. So get that leg spike rocking. But there's a lot of guys that we got to talk about. The arrows going and all that. But OG Anunoby, right? 21 points in this one, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and there's an aura about some players when the time they score. Right, you're in a little bit of a slump. Question marks are happening. Kyle Lowry did it so much for us. Kawhi Leonard did it so much for us in the year we won the championship. And this year, the question mark was because Siakam didn't really take on that load. He'd score a lot at the beginning of games, and when it was down and all that, Siakam proved to be sort of a at least timely, complementary option better when he's scoring. But OG Anunoby tonight, especially. The offense would be slowed down and be stagnant. The Wizards would cut it to within. As you said, the Raptors couldn't just keep them. You're saying we didn't put the foot on the gas. I would say the Wizards just kept trying to come, right? So, but whenever they tried, it was OG Anunoby who, the Wizards were on a little 6-2 run or something. OG would come down, little, dare I say, Kobe post fade, and splash it in a few people's faces, right? The middies, the deep threes. He had so many dagger shots, and obviously he had a couple of poor games to start off this year, but since that point, he has been absolutely remarkable with the timely shooting, the efficiency, and all that sort of stuff. As I said, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, 9 of 20 shooting. What have you seen from OG Anunoby?
Ben, you know who I felt bad for tonight?
Who'd you feel bad for?
Denny Via, because he not only got toasted all game by OG, then he got toasted by Fred. I don't think that we scored any points in the third and fourth that weren't on poor Denny, who was just out there trying his best, but they switched everything tonight.
Whoever Denny's guarded, give him the ball.
And that's actually what happened. They ran intentional off-ball screens to make sure that the shot clock ended with the player attacking Denny Villa. And whether it was them scoring middies over his face or just blowing by him and scoring, there was very seldom the ball was scored on somebody other than him. I felt bad because OG had a couple shots where I thought the defense was good on him, but he was hitting crazy step backs. But then all of a sudden, Fred started hitting step backs too. And I'm like, is this man's hand invisible? Does his hand in the face mean nothing to these players? Like, he was so useless on defense for the Wizards. I felt bad for him, but listen, that's just testament to how on these guys were. And when they're playing in this form, you can't help but think we've knocked off the Knicks, we've knocked off the Wizards. I'm looking forward to the Heat play the GOAT himself, Kyle Lowry, on a team that's really surging. And guess what? We'll probably be competitive in that one too. And the Raptors are right there towards the top of the East.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just in love with this team. I love watching them, and as you said, the big matchups, the small matchups. Right, we're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in a couple days, and it's exciting again, right? It's not even like the championship years where we didn't worry about playing other teams, but this year it's so up in the air, and the Raptors continue to produce, so it's invigorating as a fan. But Ryker, there's so many guys we have to talk about in this one, and Marcel said it earlier, right? Gary Trent Jr. is Gary Payton Jr. 15 points. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals from him as well. The defensive emergence from Gary Trent Jr., it cannot be understated, and he himself is hitting tough shots for this squad.
Yeah, especially at the beginning. He forced it a little bit when he cooled off, but this man, he's going to come out, he's going to shoot, he's going to be invaluable. He's doing things that Norman Powell just wasn't doing. Right, Norman Powell was very efficient when we traded him 44%. He was acting like one of the best players on a bad season for us. You and I were both thinking we could have got more in return for that trade. And Gary Trent Jr., it's another take that, for me at least, didn't age that well. And Josh said it right on the tee. This guy's younger, he's taller, he's better on D, he has more swagger, and he's coming out, he plays every game like that. It would be a crying shame if we devoted him to the bench because he likes to hear his name in the starting lineup. And when we can get that offense to start a game, how many times last season did we start slow and sluggish? Or our entire career with when the Raptors started making the playoffs, the DeMar DeRozan days, how many times do we have to wait for the bench mob to come in to get the game going? So if Gary Trent comes out and is like, I'm going to shoot the first 5 shots, make 2, 3, or 4 of them, we're in good hands.
Yep. Yeah, give me flashbacks of when we were starting the likes of Serge Ibaka and Jonas together, 2 centers in that forward lineup. We'd have DeMar there at the 3. It's this team is so good to watch. I love just the added pieces, and for Gary Trent Jr., he has to start. Even though I think Fred VanVleet's like our best player and our leader, not necessarily best player, but you'd put him to the bench, you put anyone else to the bench. Even if Gary Trent Jr. is your worst starter, you'd throw anyone else to the bench before him just because of the difference of how well he plays compared to when he's starting and on the bench. But it's been a great season. You brought up the Norman Powell talk. Obviously, with time, we'll be able to judge that correctly. Obviously, last year he didn't show the defensive prowess he had right now, and that was the big question mark. I still think Norm is probably the better offensive player at this point, but now you look at what Trent is doing on the defensive end. I know Norm has that wingspan, but Norm was never doing anything close to this on that end of the floor. And Trent, he's not as efficient 3-point shooter by any means, but he definitely creates more stuff in the mid-range. He's probably a little bit... Norm was inconsistent with his finishes around the rim. Trent, I feel like, doesn't finish a lot unless it's a floater or a midi, right? So it's but he does create his shots for himself a little bit better. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out. And the youth movement and all that is definitely something that has to be factored in. But we've waited pretty long enough, Ryker, but we got to get our fresh dose of Svi water. 15 points, 4 rebounds, a steal. He continues to ball out for this Raptors team in an elevated role.
Yeah. Eat your words, Ben Rogers.
I never slandered him once. I said I like
but you were ready to dog on him the first couple of games. Oh, is this your pick, right? Is this the guy that is this the man you've been rooting for in the preseason? You said those things. Yeah, your tone would suggest what your true meaning was, sir. Your words might have been kind, but I could see the evil behind your eyes, Ben. You were ready to turn on poor Svi Mykhailiuk. Well, he's proven everyone wrong as well, because he might be the steal of our offseason as well. I mean, there's a ton of steals because all of our draft picks were steals, but this guy was the steal signing. He kind of came out of nowhere. You and I didn't have it on our radar. Didn't expect him to slide into the starting line, obviously injuries and stuff, but his hops very subtly there. You know, he can jump.
Yep.
2, he was guarding Bradley Beal for most of his time out there. He's a pretty sound defender, and he had a bunch of steals in this game, or at least deflections, where he's jumping up, getting in the passing lane, being super disruptive. And then 3, his shot is clean, man, and he's tall. That's, I guess, 3 and 4, but I love this guy.
Yeah. Svi, if he can do this production, have this production off the bench, right, in those 10 to 15 minutes, come in, maybe get in the lane a couple times, because it looked like he was settling for threes at the start of the season, right? He was trying to almost play that Matt Thomas role, which we know he can do a lot more. If he can sort of come off the bench and, you know, in his 15 to 20 minutes, start off, just drive to the rim, get one of those finishes that gets him going, right? Or one of those middies that he can fire up, right? That could get him rocking. Then obviously the threes will start going down. I'm in love with what I've seen from Svi so far, and I like his all-around game. Right, this guy is an all-around scorer, and he's proving it now in the nightly basis that he's been in the starting unit, and we'll see how long Scottie Barnes is out. But Ryker, you know, there's an award that we have to give out in this one. And Jen from Genfro with the super chat coming in, we'll react to that first. Can you guys do a simulcast with NBHF? I have no idea what a simulcast is, but do you know what that is?
And you're the tech guy, so there's no hope for me knowing what it is.
But, you know... If you let us know what a simulcast is, we'll try. But, you know, there's an award that we have to give out, right? An award that we certainly know what it is. And tonight, the little drum roll, the Scottie Barnes Award, Ryker. The drum roll is popping up. Do we give it to Scottie? He's in the running tonight with that fresh lime green suit he had on. Is it going to him tonight, or?
Well, I want to give it to him just because it feels weird to not give our honorary man the Scottie Barnes Award.
This is an award that can be won by anyone, Ryker. But Scottie Barnes could have earned it with that suit.
He could have earned it with the suit. Tonight, you got to give it to the guy who really made me fall flat on my words, made me look like a fool in this morning's video, no less. This morning's video. Not even a little bit dated so that it wasn't as fresh in people's minds. Everybody jumped right in to the the loading time between this podcast starting to get right into the attacks with my poor take. So Fred VanVleet, he's got to win it this evening, Ben.
Yeah, he's getting the Scottie Barnes Award in here. For Ali's in the chat saying, you can't do a simulcast, do an ASMR vid with Ben and Ryker. Would you like to get an ASMR video?
Captain Save a Bro 605 in the chat. Slap that like button.
Spike it.
Agree with
Spike that like button. Spike that like button, folks. Spike that like button.
Genfro. Simultaneous live cast. I could have guessed that from the way that you merged those two, but I don't think that.
You can do that on YouTube. Just say pa.
Simultaneous live cast. Who knows? Oh, yeah, as in it's going both on both of our channels, I guess.
Oh, can you do it? I don't know. I'm not that spicy with the live stream. My computer's been fried anyways. I'm probably still laggy in this one. But that's a lot of guys. We did see Flynn get a couple minutes. Banting got 5 minutes or 17 minutes, 5 points. A couple of assists or no assists, couple of steals, 3 rebounds, and I really liked his aggression tonight. He's been sort of falling back in the maybe rotation, I feel like.
Please don't do ASMR. Are you sure you don't want that? You don't want your takes and whispers.
You don't want that.
I actually don't know what ASMR is. I'm assuming it's whispering.
I think it's that.
I think it can get more seductive and weird than that, which is definitely not the direction that this
podcast get more seductive, Riker?
No.
We need some more milky
I hope
jump
it does
shots,
not, sir. I hope it doesn't, sir. Then we can go down through the deep box score, the deep cuts in this one. I don't like the way you're laughing over there off screen. We can go down through the deep cuts, the hot takes, get into the nitty-picky, however you say that, the nitpicky. I butchered that. Yeah, nitty-gritty. I think the nitty-gritty and the nitpicky combined.
We're getting the nitpicky, guys.
The nitty-picky. All right, listen, I'm over it.
Ooh, that could be a segment. Get into the nitty-picky.
I'm over it. Segments is what it's all about, sir. What? One final chance for a like spike, and then we'll bring it straight into the spicy P-lay of the day, man.
For sure. Tonight, the spicy P-lay of the day. There's no other play it can go to. There's absolutely no other play it can go to. You know, people have been off the Precious bandwagon. You know, and we obviously have an animation for a spicy P, but I'm playing the propaganda as well, because there's one play that I think should have attracted everyone to the Precious bandwagon, better than Bam, obviously. Giannis, Antetokounmpo, Akumbo, whatever. That dunk he had tonight.
Achiuwa.
Yeah, it's the golden kazoo. We'll save that. You almost spoiled. You spoiled my golden kazoo, but Denny had a bad night tonight, and it was made worse by the spicy P-lay of the day. Precious, what a jam from him in this one.
Yeah, it got me off my seat. I'd stand up right now, but this is one of those no pants podcasts. You know how it is. Had to get comfortable for this one. The excitement was brewing to the top, but then this one, it made me jump out of my seat because he was having such a poor game. He was 1 for 7 from the field. Then all of a sudden he jumped up, he had springs in his shoes as well. I guess Svi Mykhailiuk maybe gave him the secret to how to get so much bounce off of 1 foot. And then he just put poor Denny on a poster.
Poor Denny, man. This is just a bad game for him. An unfortunate game for him. Pray for Denny. Pray for Denny here. But we also have a super chat coming in from Depinder Dylan saying, do you think the new NBA rules favor the Raptors' defensive playing style? I think without a doubt they do, and that's probably a reason the Raptors, they amped up their aggression the past, since the first couple games. They saw how aggressive they were, they said in the post games, and now they have it dialed up to 100. Tonight, I thought the refs were a little bit tighter with the whistles than they have been this year, so we saw a couple of calls. The ref apologist out there pouting. He's out there pouting.
Hello? Hello? Yes? The ref apologist here. Listen, you can't be expecting calls. Oh, there was a discrepancy between the number of calls, drawn by the Washington Wizards versus the Toronto Raptors. Well, guess what? When you're going in soft into the paint, throwing up weak hook shots against Montrezl Harrell, getting blocked half the time, throwing up weird hook shots and floaters that don't even graze the backboard, of course you're not going to get the foul drawn. Whereas the Raptors, they're playing a style of defense where they are hand checking, they're bumping, they're putting their chest into it. They're playing men's basketball. And you know what? If you can overcome the refs and not be a whiny naggers about it, then of course you're going to have a successful outcome regardless of how the whistle is blown. I loved it tonight. No hate on the refs or how the Raptors played. Awesome.
The old ref apologist. There was calls that were made that shouldn't have been called on our team, as always. And we have another super chat coming in hot from James Tashura. So I feel like that's French. It's got the French ending. Riker got so excited from that win that he had to take off the pants.
What can I say, man?
Pantsless podcast, And then people are saying I'm wearing pajamas. This is like I was going out in this shirt, This is one of my. Usually I'm in PJs during these podcasts, but it's today. I got the chain on. I got my bracelets. Ooh. Trying to look fly for the pod for a 5-game win streak, right? Looking fancy. You know what I'm saying? But That's a spice. We're in the middle of the spicy Pele, right? Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
But
And
Ryker.
You're Ryker?
No, I'm saying but Ryker. I'm giving you the segue into the next animation.
Not all plays can be the spicy Pele of the day. And some just make you say, oh, geez. And tonight, the OG's play of the day. It probably would have been the spicy Pele of the day, right? Probably would have been the spicy Pele if it was the Raptors. But you see that tip shot that was thrown up there by the Wizards player? I don't even know who it was.
Tip shot.
Yeah, it was the ball. I don't even know how it happened. I saw it at the corner of my eye. I was at a Boston Pizza, and I saw it at the corner of my eye, and someone just tipped the ball onto the net from the Wizards.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it literally said, "Oh, geez," watching that happen. So it was a moment right there that if it makes you say, "Oh, geez," you got to give it the "Oh, geez" play of the night. Do you have any other ones in mind?
No, I didn't have anything. I was going to let you run with it. That's a good one. I never caught it, so I wonder if anybody else saw it get tipped in. Was it a Wizards player that just tipped it in?
Yeah, it wasn't even a tip. It was like the ball was like a hockey hit. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah, who hit the ball in that way? Remember, there was 0.3 on the shot clock. Booker.
Yeah, Book.
Yep.
Is it? I don't know if his first name was Booker, last name was Booker, but
his last name was Booker.
Yep, not Devin
and
Booker.
It's not Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And was he on the Thunder or was he on the Wizards
Jazz
at the time? He
at that
played for
point.
both teams.
Jazz. I think he was on the Jazz.
The Cavs.
Jazz.
Oh, on the Jazz.
Yes.
The Jazz.
I think it was in OKC's arena. I don't know. I think I saw that.
Yeah, that might be what it is.
But yeah, it was a deflection shot. Yes, that's a better way of putting it. No, we need some terminologies for all these sorts of things. It was Harrell, apparently, according to Tom Duke. So I'm trusting Tom Duke.
There you go.
You know, but finally, Ryker, we've talked about before, and I apologize. It was Kispert that got dunked on, not Denny. That's my apology. People are correcting me in the chat, so less of a Kazoo game for him in this one, I guess. But tonight, you sound off on the name. I'll get it right at some point.
I'm going back. I'm just going to keep it simple because I'm now getting the two confused. We're going to call it the one, the only, the Paul Pierce Golden Kazoo for worst performance of the evening. That's right. It's no longer the DeMarco Gold Star, the Paul Pierce Golden Kazoo for worst performance. Ben, do you have somebody in mind?
Well, we already kind of flamed Denny to the ground floor in this one, so won't be giving it to him. You know, Boucher, I thought he played a better game tonight, had a couple of fouls and all that sort of stuff. We haven't brought him up much, but the Raptors, just everyone that's hit the floor tonight, I thought was solid. You know,
shout out, Mr. CJ Lance, put it in a ton of times to make sure we saw he said it. Trevor Booker, and now continue along.
Trevor Booker, yeah. That's there
you go.
He's not still in the league, is he?
No. God,
no. No.
Okay. When do you think his last year was? I'm going to say 2017 was his last year.
He feels like a guy that was on a deep bench. I'm going to say 2018.
He kind of looks like a cross between Schoolboy Q and DeMarcus Cousins. 2017, 2018, last season. Played for Brooklyn, Philly, and Indiana.
Okay. Hitting those spots, hitting those different teams. Love to see it, but no real goal. Denny's getting the Golden Kazoo tonight. He's playing the Golden Kazoo. Race Mode Daily, yeah, the entire Wizards team. That's a better Golden Kazoo. Spencer Dinwiddie could get it. Any team. WC saying give it to Ryker for the take on Fred VanVleet. Blow that Kazoo, Ryker. You gotta at least do it like the Kazoo noise we had. Have you heard the Kazoo noise?
Yes, we don't need to play it. And we are starting to veer off the rails, which is our cue for the final alarm, where we jump into the comment section with you guys to see what you're saying, to bounce the weirdness off one another, and to answer some NBA questions. But it typically goes in any direction. We're just along for the ride, Ben. Cue the alarm. Cue it up. Beep, 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 beep.
That's right. The final alarm has gone off. And you guys know what that means. Always followed by an alarm is a like spike. A like spike is always followed by an alarm. So that's just what has to happen. And We have a channel member. Welcome to the channel, Mr. CJ Lance. Shout out, Mr. CJ Lance. Appreciate.
Waited for the final alarm to get in there. That is perfect timing.
Smart fella, Mister. So it's a fella. So we appreciate it. You know, there's the chat's been popping right now. I'm getting flamed for going to Boston Pizza. That's a mean ravioli. You know, some ravioli and
ravioli.
Yeah.
Oh, give it up, dude. Give it up. You are banned from talking for at least 2 minutes.
Ravioli.
That's a horrendous take. Go to the store and buy some ravioli. Don't pay a markup to get Boston Pizza ravioli.
Riker,
come on.
I go out for the experience, the friends, the fun, the laughter.
All right, we're starting it off flying with KB, and then we'll get a new member. Who is it?
Welcome to the channel membership, Oz the Beast. It's going too fast. Ozzel the Beast Mo. That's what I'm saying. We appreciate you joining the elite tier. Get those emojis, flex those emojis in the chat. We greatly appreciate all the channel members, and we had our first GOAT tier member video earlier today, right? That was fire.
People are well aware. They are well aware. They weren't vibing with my takes in that one, so we're going to start it off with flying with KB. Wow, Precious has 16% field goal percentage in the last 2 games, Ben. Majority of them in the paint. You've already sounded off on him. Anything left to say about Precious Achiuwa?
Make him shoot threes. He's not making his layups. Send him out by the 3-point line. That's my take.
He doesn't look lost out there. I will also come to his rescue with that bit of defense, that little nugget of defense, that his IQ is not terrible. He's making the right passes as well, typically. Also, the beast mode, new member. Scottie will do amazing off the bench. He's a high energy guy and just wants to get his minutes. Most people are probably thinking that as well, that he'll be the bench guy, but I disagree. He needs to be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and Mr. CJ Lance is calling for a like spike with the new emojis, the new, one of our new members of this podcast. I was about to say the newest member, but I forget which one joined first. But if you got the laser eyes, hit that like spike. We're almost at 200 likes, it looks like. I can't see the rest of the numbers, but we've been at 1 for a while. So that's big time. Riker eats a ravioli out of a can. Is that where you eat your ravioli?
Oh, no, I don't eat I don't eat ravioli. I don't really eat pasta, to be honest with you. So the Bulls lost today.
Okay.
So
we're going for that first seed. People are flaming me for top 4 seed. We're going number 1. What do you say?
Yeah. The Bulls lost. We lost against the Bulls.
Yep.
That was one of our 3 losses. Fanfiction Pop-Tart, your opinion on the next series challenger for Toronto? Well, you and we spoke about this before the game started. Why are these games so fun to watch? It's because the league, specifically the East, has gotten good. So good. 1 through 13, and technically 14, because 14th right now is Indiana, and they're better than 14th.
Yeah.
But 13th is Orlando, and they suck. And so does Detroit. But every other team in the East, including Cavaliers, which is our next matchup, is good. And if we lost, I wouldn't be disappointed. I want the Raptors to win every game. But Ben, what a treat is it that we can be competitive in a year that there was low expectations for us, and the entire league has gotten more competitive on average.
Riker, competitive, or the top of the East? That's where we're going for, Riker, and it's super exciting because, as you mentioned, right, and to go back to the question, right, to finish the question, right, Fanfiction Pop-Tart, right, everyone's a challenger, but the Raptors just keep on performing. They keep on playing well. It's exciting. You were laughing at a comment there.
No, I'm just reading down through that.
Riker hates pasta controversy. But that's a dog meat in a can. What is this? What is our chat happening right now?
Except they're just flaming me for not liking ravioli. You guys are the weird ones. Don't support Ben and his ravioli eating at Boston Pizza.
I was looking at the comment section of our last video because you did knock on wood on your head. People we're talking like I didn't know what knock on wood was. Someone said I was shelter. I know what knock on wood is. I just never seen it on the head. Someone said like the Back to the Future is it hidden as like, hello, anyone home? That's not knock on wood. That's just Biff just hitting someone in the head.
Oh, but the reference might be that it's I don't know, wood related. I think it's because you're dense maybe. That's That's potentially
Maybe.
what it is. Did y'all ever have primo pasta?
Oh yeah.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
that is legendary. That's around the time that we became fans, I guess, of the Toronto Raptors. Those would be the earliest of days when we would start to
Bargnani
watch
would be
basketball.
ashamed
Yeah.
of Riker.
I I was a big Bargnani
Oh, I
advocate.
loved him.
No bigger is your father. He is the biggest. He will shout from the rooftops that Bargnani was ahead of his time. That in today's NBA we have 100 Bargnanis: Kristaps Porzingis, Bertans, Sabonis. Obviously, the most talented, I guess, of the three that I just mentioned. But there's a bunch of guys that are that tall, non-athletic, poor defensive stretch bigs. Your father would always say he's ahead of his time.
Well,
He's ahead of his time.
remember our podcast. We had our third ever podcast. Riker and I we started this, and speaking of which, we're in our 4-year anniversary month. We've almost hit there. Right, we're gonna have some exciting stuff there. But prior to the YouTube starting up, we actually had a SoundCloud going, because this was a Twitter forever. Raptors Digest Twitter was a thing. Riker and I worked together for a summer. We said, hey, let's make this a podcast. We got me, you, Liam Lewis on one. Then you and I did a second one, and then we did a third one with Riker, I, and my dad. We rocked that out. It was a fire pod. Dad ran on a big rant for about 20 minutes why Bargnani was ahead of his time. And then we ended up figuring out that we had to pay if we wanted to upload it to SoundCloud again. And we were like, oh, well, we're not paying $15 a month for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
your poor father. He sounded off. He went deep into his bag of NBA or Andrea Bargnani specific factoids to give a really thorough rationale on why he was ahead of his time, and nobody was blessed to hear it except for us in attendance. Should we pick up Marc Gasol to add a veteran / champion leader off the bench? No, Marc Gasol's not coming back to the NBA. But Ben made the point last game. Should we trade Dragic at the deadline? For a 7-footer? Josh Goodwin. If you guys tuned into our halftime and tomorrow's recap of top 5 takeaways, which Josh will be probably doing this evening, then he's been saying the same thing. He wants to flip Dragic for a 7-footer. Ben, 7-footer? Do we need it, especially with the way that Precious has been playing? It's only 2 games that he's been off. But
need is a strong word. We're on a 5-game win streak, nice. Riker. Raptors to the moon. We don't need anything. We just need ourselves, the happiness, the joy, the health. Right? That's all we need. But if Dragic wants to just turn into a nice little 7-footer to throw into that Raptors development system, we get a little 7-2 point guard. I wouldn't mind that addition to the squad. But money would be difficult to make it work. Moses Brown was obviously a guy that we'll see, if he'll develop. He has that promise. He showed a lot of potential with the Thunder, but hasn't been able to get on the court for the Mavericks. And when he has, just hasn't been good. And you said he's smaller. He is smaller than I expected weight-wise, but I still will stand by. He's a big dude. He's a big man, so it's not like a Boucher, I feel like. But we'll see what happens there. We got people. James is out here saying Svi for Evan Mobley. That'd be a big man.
Somebody's flaming me for saying, do I know Marc Gasol? How do I know that he's not coming back? Well, Marc Gasol, he was very dissatisfied with his role on the Los Angeles Lakers. He went to Spain to go back to his home country with his family and extended family, and he's making more money than he would make playing on the vets minimum for one more season on the Toronto Raptors, where they certainly are not among the favorites to win an NBA champion. So no, I'm not friends with Marc Gasol, but yes, I can 99% guarantee he wouldn't take a vets minimum to come back and take less money outside and come back to Canada during the middle of the winter. So that's my argument on that, sir. Carry along, Ben.
People are calling for dad to hop on the pod. A lot of people are asking what we should trade for JV, what we should offer for Jonas Valanciunas. I think Dragic gets it done. Dragic and Boucher for no. Jonas? No.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it, but no.
That's a take. And speaking of which, too, people are talking about dad. If you want to go back, and I was watching this the other day, Riker, the Scottie Barnes draft, our live stream recap. We should honestly clip that and post that. Just to clip the chat and see what's happening there. right? I had a live watch party going. It was a wild scene. My stream was ahead of your, or my cable was ahead of your stream, so you're listening to everyone's reactions to get it going. And then when we drafted Scottie Barnes, I had a Suggs cake ready to go, but you and I were happy with the Scottie Barnes take. But then people in the background, James was here yelling that it was Scottie Barnes. He knew it. And then Dad was yelling out, I feel like the kid that cried when Kristaps Porzingis was drafted by the Knicks. A lot of people wanted Suggs. The chat definitely wanted Suggs, but clearly that was a huge W for the Raptors.
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody said today, Arco, like Spike one time for the boys. Woo! Shout out. One time, like Spike. Pop in there. And somebody else is asking, Bueno Kitty, anyone hear from Fake Jake and the family about the winning jersey? And I got the noti today delivered. So we ought to hear from this man soon.
Yeah,
we ought to hear from this man soon. He promised a video of himself putting that jersey on. So I'm expecting it. That's the condition of winning a Raptors Digest giveaway. You got to flex the merch.
Yeah. Not even on your social medias. Like, if you want to tag us in some social media posts, we'll definitely repost it. Right? If you want to rock the merch, right? Take a picture, fresh picture. You'll get on the YouTube, so don't even stress about it, But you gotta at least send it to us so we can prove to people the giveaway is legit. Because we don't want to be those scammy YouTubers that say there's a giveaway, eat all the subscribers, and then don't give away a free Lamborghini or something like that. We're giving away hoodies and jerseys, but it's it is what it is. But people are calling for Bamba. Raptors 2025. Bamba?
I mean, he didn't look too bad. I didn't realize he could stretch the floor when we played against Orlando. I thought he was better.
Yeah. No,
sorry, not as good. I thought he was worse.
Yeah, he's having a good year. They're starting him and Carter Jr. right now, so that's an interesting thing. We got the Jake emoji, right? Jake, you gotta send that video the hoodie. But Mr. CJ Lance wants to win the hoodie giveaway. I'll flex this real quick. If you guys want to, all you have to do is subscribe. We're gonna be done with the comments or whatever. If you subscribe to the channel, just subscribe. You are in on this hoodie, this free hoodie giveaway. Absolutely free. It's one of one. Shout out Zank. Check out his designs. He's a really cool designer in Toronto based. Right, one of Josh's friends, but definitely a fire hoodie for a subscriber. So definitely subscribe. You can tell your friends. Make a couple accounts if you want. Get the watches, get the views going. Tell your friends about the channel. The more likely you guys are to get that hoodie. So we appreciate it. But you guys like the hoodie. You're laughing at a comment there.
Bueno Kitty. I swear, if Joshy Ice starts walking around with a Barnes jersey by coincidence. Oh, that's man. Tough. And Seth Provo is really wanting us to read out. We haven't lost on the road because we've played on the road for an entire season. The road is now the home for the Toronto Raptors. It's probably true. Used to that hostile environment, being away from the family, all of that. And they had the jitters, the jumps, the spookies when they played that first game, plus the Drake curse, obviously the Drake curse. They dropped the home opener, shaky start, and then they've righted their wrongs. Now I'm not expecting any more losses on the road or at home for the rest of the season, Ben.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling just not 82. No. How many games have we lost this year? 3? 79 and 3? Yeah, that's math. 82 games. I was thinking, because the Warriors went 73-9. I was gonna say, did the Warriors go 79-3 in a season? That would have been absolutely wild. But
that would have been insane. Yo, Spicy P, and he's got a kind of a cool looking animation for his little thing. Shout out.
Marc Gasol is not retiring. That's what he's saying.
Well, no, I'm just looking at his little picture.
Not...
I zoomed in to look at it. Now I can't zoom out. My screen's frozen.
Oh, that's fair.
That sucks.
But honestly, hands down, Evan Turner. We're winning number one defense. I don't know about that. Evan Turner dated a Newfoundlander for a while, actually. Do you know that? Man's just chilling. Well, Evan Turner dated a Newfoundlander for a while. Do you know that? A Newfoundland IG model. Forget her name.
Is it very hard to become an IG model as a Newfoundland girl? I don't know.
No, it's not. We have a couple of TikTokers James's cousin is Jimmy's girlfriend's cousin is a famous TikToker.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Morgan.
Oh, when I was
do you know her?
I don't know her. Know her. When I was down in South America, I met a girl. She had 1 million TikTok followers. She was a hula hoop dancer. Pretty interesting.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Champion Gold Gaming. Want to see Fred VanVleet off my team. I want to see Fred VanVleet off my team. Off it. Cheeks.
Shout out Champion Gold Gaming for always throwing the cheeks in the super chats. Love to see it. I don't know where that take is coming from because Fred VanVleet was remarkable tonight, but that's a
bing bong.
Bing bong. There was a lot of bing bongs going in the chat earlier. That was we might have to adopt bing that as bong, Raptors fans.
Bing bong.
Now that we're gonna be the top of the East, we'll be yelling at the Knicks. Bing bong. But that's
I feel like Raptors 905 shouting plugging Turner. He means Miles Turner and not Evan Turner, but I'm gonna leave that to him.
Oh,
Chris
maybe.
Donovan, Newfoundland last name, getting the buys. St. Pierre Miquelon at the buys. So he's obviously a Newfoundlander himself. LF saying is Jenny an IG model? Is she, Ben?
I'm sure the ratio's clean, bro. Bro, you gotta creep. You gotta figure that out. When are guys? You gotta follow our Instagrams too, so we can. Literally, we have the Instagrams below.
Oh, I've been following people back for the first time ever. I'm actually retaining followers now. I've been like the guy that doesn't follow people back, ego, whatever. But I'm following people back now, so
Man.
Like for like,
like for like. Follow for follow, guys. Got that.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. We have another super chat there. Trade Siakam for Kuzma, and we got a ring.
Oh, I don't know about that. Kuzma injured tonight. 2 points, 1 for 10. I think you dumped him today off your fantasy team. You're looking like a hero for doing that.
Or traded him for Luka Doncic.
Yikes. All right, Ben, we're starting to go a little bit crazy here. So any points to wrap it up, or
I'm plugging our personal Instagrams, right? I'm on the road to 1,000 Instagram followers.
Oh, yeah, what are you at?
I'm at like 9. I don't even know what I'm at, but I feel like
1,000.
I feel like I got a cool clean ratio, got that up. I'm a ratio guy. You gotta have the
what, 1 to 1? 2 to 1.
2, about
3 to 1.
I don't really know. I don't post. I'm gonna.
Oh, you're talking about your ratio. You don't even know what it is. You're fake.
Yeah, we're gonna become proper influencers now that the Raptors Digest going to the moon. So that's we got to get our Instagram games up. The merch is coming too, so it's fire. We'll have to get some model poses and all that sort of stuff. That influencer life. Beal, the family is saying Beal is a crybaby. I don't want him on this team. Would you not want Beal on this squad? What do you?
I'm looking at Bueno Kitty explaining Jenny to somebody else in the chat. This is too great. I pray the Raptors never lose, so I don't have to go into the next girl story because that one's just good. It's just great to it's great
let loose in front of however many people we have here.
Yeah, Spicy P a little bit late on the question. Would you trade Goran and Boucher? We've said it a couple times. We absolutely would for the right deal. Not any old deal, but for the right deal. Yeah. There's
Goran maybe any old deal, but
anything. Yeah.
But people are saying that we could potentially get Kristaps for Goran. That's what the streets are saying. That's what Twitter is saying. What are you looking at?
I don't know. Somebody's knocking on my door or something. I don't know what's going on here.
We got Champion Gold Gaming. Where's Ben Simmons? His cheeks are on the Raps.
What is this?
Champion Gold Gaming loves the cheeks talk. We'll play the young socialite watch just in honor of Ben Simmons and his cheeks being on the Toronto Raptors. But that's
Yo, shout out to 500 people for just slugging it out with us here at the end. These podcasts really get weird. we just go into it again, goes in any old direction. So, fan fiction pop there. He's not liking that people are donating specifically 279, and immediately after that comment, else Martin Araya.
Wait, who said this?
Oh, fan fiction popped it. First of all, 279, man. It's really weird.
I think it's American dollars. I think it's like American dollars. So like it's probably like $4 American.
Second of all, how many takes are you gonna make? Followed up with somebody else coming in at 279. Miles Turner for Seattle. Ben Poppy Suave. Poppy Suave.
Poppy Suave. Is this another reference? I'm not getting
Poppy
on
Suave.
this.
I don't know. Champagne Poppy. You're Poppy Suave. I'm sticking on to it. There's in the league. You just I'm picturing fan fiction pop there just stressed to the maximum watching this, hating all these 279 super chats coming in, not understanding why, not understanding how.
That was 279 super chats in honor of fan fiction pop.
Cheeks.
I love how it's Ryker sure Jenny's OnlyFans thickest cheeks in the league. Who is it? We gotta answer
Tom
the
Duke,
question.
what is going on? Cheeks.
Guys, it's a no pants podcast on this one. I'm like close. I gotta kind of stand up here.
I thought we had our TSN broadcasting contract on lock, but if they only watch the last 10 minutes of this one, I'm afraid we've done ourselves dirty and lost.
TSN is going to be calling for digest media. We're going to the moon.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bong. All right. And Ryan Lavinia, he's caught me slacking. On the
Oh my
WNBA
God,
back,
Ryker.
so
This
will be.
Ryan, you got to keep him up on this struggle. This has actually kind of been. I'm disappointed in you, Ryker.
I will be returning with my WNBA facts.
You have one up now?
Also, this man. Man. Oh, you know what I could do?
No.
I could create an OnlyFans where all of the donations go directly to our Movember account, which I just created today. We will be doing a Raptors Digest Movember, or all digest, Leafs Digest, Raptors Digest. So we'll all be growing it out. It could be fun. It could, and Courtside Digest. It could be fun to create an OnlyFans and then just direct all the money from that into the Movember. Make some sort
daily
of like
stash
weird,
updates.
Daily stash. Get a little bit weird. Shirtless stash updates. Just stuff that's like really crossing.
Is it the premium content, Ryker?
Just toeing the line. Just really pushing the envelope here. Giving the fans what they don't want, all in the support of a good cause, which is
Raptors Digest.
Testicular.
The Monty Python. We got a name for our OnlyFans. Raptor Digest After Dark.
And that is amazing.
Yep.
That is amazing. That is 100% what it's going to be. 100%.
Guys, spam the like section. Where's Moose Lips when he needs to be here? He's been calling for me to get an OnlyFans forever. Get a like spike going if you want us to start an OnlyFans for Movember, and then we'll see where it takes us. We'll see where the OnlyFans life takes us.
That's it, Ben. All right. We're at 11. We hit an hour.
Michael,
we wrap it up.
Michael Edmond is roasting my inability to grow facial hair. I will prove you wrong.
Don't worry about it.
No, I can. I'm gonna shave the sides. The mustache will come in though. It'll be fire. Raps digest it. Ooh, Ginger's in the dark.
Jimmy McBagger came in the wrong time, sir. You are another 279 chat. Yeah, you came in, Jimmy McBagger, at the wrong time for basketball talk. That's the first 45 minutes of our lives. The final 15 is dedicated to just going off the rails, talking about basically everything, but under the pretext of it being semi-Raptors related. But really, the last 15 minutes is Raptors Digest After Dark. Raptor Cheeks Digest. Cheeks.
Shout out James. James Tashiro.
279. Oh man. Poor fan fiction Pop Tart. 279 again. Who's the hottest Raptors player at Ryker?
Ryker, the question was added by you.
I gotta pick somebody, hey?
Yep.
Well, it ain't Scottie Barnes. I hate to say it. He might be a fan favorite, but that man, I don't know. But at least he's wearing the drip. He's wearing the drip.
Delano Banton. That's the guy. The hair, it's too much. But the dude 92, he said this, I didn't read the full thing earlier. Chat was going too fast earlier. But Ben, you're wearing the shirt I passed on when I visited Club Morocco 3+ years ago.
Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah.
It's moving. The chat's moving for me. You know what I'm saying?
It's a retailer.
Okay. Well, you should have passed. It's a quality shirt. Raptors Digest club shirts, Riker. Should we get that rocking?
Michael, and then forgot what the rails even look like. We're so far off. And you're right. We should probably end this podcast, man. Be kind to everyone. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap it up.
That's fair. Yeah, is it not Scottie? Lol. Ouch. Jeez, Ryan's taking that to heart there. Flaming Scottie. Didn't back-to-back games. No Scottie Barnes award for Ryker for Scottie there.
Rampagne Poppy. Ryker avoided saying OG because he was flustered. We call him out. Anybody who's a longtime fan of this knows I rave about how OG has been molded from a slab of granite, and he looks like he was chiseled by the chisel of Greek gods. That's my fangirling for OG in this one.
That's facts. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. Are you guys planning on going to any games this season? What's? Oh no! Oh no!
And this one is it's gone. It's.
Let's end it here before it gets worse.
I'm putting this on.
Are you throwing
on my serious tone?
I got my contacts in, but I'll throw on the glasses here. Are we going to any games this year, Riker? Are you coming out to Toronto when I go to Toronto?
Of course.
We gotta catch. I think the Celtics play when I go up.
Oh, Martin Araya, Raptors Digest, paying their bills. We're keeping the lights on. Unfortunately, that's keeping me up. You're preventing me from going to sleep and sticking to a good, healthy schedule.
We appreciate every super chat, whether it's night or day. Any of you, any question, or you didn't even answer the question, Riker. What was the question?
279 Walmart super chat. The Walmart super chat. This is the positive Walmart. Last year was depression Walmart. The Walmart hat, the Walmart shirt, everything Walmart. Just
you were
sadness.
So confident in the Raptors this year. You didn't bring the Walmart hat back to Toronto or back to Kingston. That's whether it's a Walmart super chat or a Gucci store super chat, we appreciate you all. Any comment, any watch, any view. Any Raptors fan, we appreciate you guys. Lots of fun on these pods. And as mentioned, we got Josh coming out with a video he's recorded probably right now. Top 5 takeaways. So that'll be a fun watch. Definitely check that out in the morning. Getting those morning shows going. But, Riker, are there any final comments that you want to react to before I do my ending spiel?
No, sir. Sound us off.
Nice. Anyways, you guys are the best for making this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter, all that cool stuff. Join the channel membership. We had a couple channel members grow there. You're laughing at something in there.
Yeah, just read the chat. Read the chats by James Tasher.
Oh, that's tough.
Don't say him out loud.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Check out the channel memberships. Be on the lookout for the OnlyFans. The merch I'm waiting for the merch to load into the YouTube section, but we got a lot of cool stuff coming into there. But Riker, join the Discord. The Discord's a good laugh, good bit of fun. Get the comments going on that, and it's easier to join stuff. We got more videos coming left, right, and center. The chat has been wild. One of our wildest chats so far.
The wildest chat, Ben.
I don't know.
Good night.
The one
Bing
with
bong.
all the milk going on was pretty crazy.
No, let's stop it. Let's stop this right here. Good night. Bing bong. Cheers,
Bing bong.
Cheers.